Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and today I'm going to show you how to use a new stuffing material. Mostly what I use is fiberfill or polyfill and little plastic pellets when I want something to have weight. This is a product that's called microbeads, and it is really lightweight, but it has some of the squishiness that the plastic pellets have. It has some tricks about how to use it though, because these pellets are really tiny and really staticky. So I'm going to show you some tricks to using it without making a total disastrous mess in your sewing room. This is the stuff that we're going to use today. It's made by Fairfield, who makes the fiberfill and the plastic pellets that I like to use. But you can see that this is very squishy and soft. It's really lightweight too. This entire bag weighs just a little bit more than a pound. By comparison, this is a bag of the plastic pellets that I use when I want to give weight to something, and this very small bag weighs 2 pounds. So this is really lightweight stuff. And I want to show you up here, let me get some away from the top. You can see how it's clinging to the bag, how staticky and how small these pellets are. So that's what we're trying to figure out a way how to use without making a mess today. So this is the thing that we're going to stuff. It's a Fat Cat. This product does work best with stretchy fabrics. You want to have a fabric that's going to allow you to feel the give. And fleece has enough stretch in it that we'll be able to feel that. So I left a stuffing hole in the back of him. So I'm just going to lift him up, because what we're going to do is pour this stuff in through the hole. We're not going to use a funnel because the funnels are staticky. The stuff will just cling to the funnel. What we're going to do is cut a little hole in the bottom of the bag. I'm going to tip this back, knock some of those pellets down, and I'm going to cut a pretty small hole here. So I'm just cutting it out of the corner of the bag, and I'm going to move very slowly here because I really don't want these pellets to go flying. So I've got a little hole opened up. That's what we don't want to happen. So I'm going to stand it up, holding it closed, and I'm going to pour it in. Before I open that up again, I'm making sure it's down inside the stuffed animal, and now I'm going to let it start to flow. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that because I really have to have the opening of the bag inside there. So I'm letting it pour in. I'm going to try and seal this off and tip it backwards just so I can check the progress. This would be a great one to do if you had a friend helping you, because then you could hold that open. But I definitely need more, so I'm sealing it up again, tipping it upright, stuffing it down into the hole before I let go, and I pour some more. And it's just pouring very slowly in there because I do have a pretty small opening in the bag there. And just slowly letting it pour out. There was a nice big batch. And it's a slow process, don't rush it. You can already see, even though I'm being really careful, that I've still got a small mess here. Okay, it's starting to fill up to the top, so I'm going to seal it off, tip it back, let that sink it down in there. Now I'm just kind of shaking that down. And I want more in there. So I let everything kind of settle back down to the bottom, opened up my opening again. I'm sealing the bottom, tipping it up, letting it pour in, holding that opening up. So here it is, all filled up. I did get a helper to help me hold it open for the last little bit so that it could be really mounding up in there because I did want it to be mostly filled. So I'm going to go in and I'll sew that opening closed and clean it all off and show you the finished one. But I did want to show you the mess that it made. This was even with me being very, very careful and having a helper. Even after I had a helper, I continued to spill a little bit out because it does kind of floof all over the place. But I'm going to sew it up and come back and show you the finished one so you'll see why it is totally worth all of this mess. 10 minutes later, and this is what the scene looks like. We've sewed up the back of the cat. I took him outside and whacked some of the pellets off of him and then used a piece of tape to take the rest off, just like I would with cat hair on a jacket. And the vacuum cleaner hose actually took care of all of the pellets on the table, no problem. So it looked awful, but it was actually really easy to clean up. And he's very, very, very squishy and huggable. So it looked like a horrible mess, but it was totally worth it because this guy is super, super squishy and huggable. One more thing that I forgot to mention, these pellets are not washable. So I would only do this in a stuffed animal for a little bit older kid. You wouldn't want to do this in something for a baby that you're going to need to wash. So this it would have to be surface cleaned with just a damp cloth. If you really, really, really need to give it to a baby, put it in a separate bag inside so you can take the stuffing bag out, wash the outside, and then put it back in. Honestly, I think that's more hassle than it's worth, but if you really, really want to make something soft and huggable for a baby, that would work. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World. I'll see you next time.